Hello, hello. Welcome to Tapping Tuesday. I'm Amanda. And if it's your first time here, welcome. If it's not your first time, oh, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here with me today to give you just a quick synopsis of what's going to happen. For the next hour, we're going to engage in EFT, also known as emotional freedom techniques, also known as tapping. You may or may not know much about the technique itself, but we're not going to really talk about it. We're going to jump right into it. It's simple enough. You can follow along with me if you don't feel confident in it, and you'll have it down by the end of this session. The intention is for you to get some real life experience with it. If you have questions about the science behind it, the validity behind it, what the 48 clinical techniques are, we do have a YouTube channel with many, many, many videos on all of those subjects. It is EFT Universe. Just simply search that and you'll find us. If you want to participate in today, beyond just following along, the way you can do that is by writing into the chat. I will read it periodically as we go throughout the hour, and I will incorporate all of these suggestions in there to the best of my ability. If you feel too vulnerable to say what's on your mind or what's in your way to the whole world, then you can email me ahead of time and I will happily bring it up to our community anonymously for you so that you still get that guidance and the tapping experience with it without having to feel like you had to put yourself out there in front of everyone. You can email me at amanda@eftuniverse.com. It is at the top of the chat. I do need about 24 hours notice. I just may not see it if it's not that length of time. But I will happily bring it up at the next following tapping because we do this every week. I think that covers everything. There is one thing that happened over this last week for me that it was a good reminder for me. And I just want to share it with everybody. I found myself in a place where I was talking with a group of people that I didn't know, and they didn't have a foundation of understanding of trauma and overwhelm in the brain. And there was something that was brought up, a subject that I know about, and I'm being vague on purpose. And there were some opinions being tossed around, and so I spoke up about what I know from a trauma standpoint, and they were very intrigued by it, and so we kind of shifted into that topic for a while. But one thing I noticed, aside from, there was eagerness, there was attentiveness, but something that I forgot that happens when people very first start learning about this is that I also saw a little bit of shame. That jumping into healing and learning these things isn't always 100% feel good. There's a very quick and easy judgment that can happen when we dig out things. Even if you've been doing this work for years and then you find something and you're like, I've been chasing this for 5 years and it's that. Like that's so simple, that's so silly, that's so ridiculous, whatever. It can be very quick to appear. So just know that if you're experiencing that along your healing journey, and you hear these voices telling you any kind of judgment about your healing journey, that's very, very normal. And there's actually reasons that your subconscious brain they're tripwires, right? Because I'm not going to get into it. Sorry. There's videos on it. If you want to know more, let me know. I don't know. I feel like I'm wasting our tapping time. But I just want you to know that's a normal response. There are reasons why your brain engages you and those kind of feelings about healing. And it's a really great thing to tap on, to release, so that as you move forward, you're not pushing up against that. It's not necessary for it to be there. It's okay that it's there. It's common. But allowing yourself to release it too. It's not something that you have to live through in order to find healing on the other side. Okay. Now that that's said, I'm going to say hi. Hello, Richard in Spokane. Are you guys getting so much snow right now? I have a friend in Clay Ellum, and I think she said they got 10 inches the other day. Hello, Paula. Ready to release. Excellent. Hello, Elizabeth from West Virginia. Okay, I don't know. I don't have any friends there, so I haven't heard about the weather, but I just always assume there's a lot of snow there because I know there's a lot of condensation. Hello, beautiful Kylie. I'm so happy to have you all here today. I don't have any emails. Hello, Fiona. Oh, Minnesota. Hello, Bonnie. Zahura. I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to have you back. Um, okay. I don't have any emails to share with you. So, whatever you're here to tap on, feel free to go ahead and drop it in the chat at any point. If we have a pause and there's nothing being shared, that's okay. I have plenty of things that I can pull for us to tap on together that will be beneficial no matter what. So don't feel pressure just because nothing's in there yet. You don't have to be the one if there's nothing that you want to share. Okay, let's go ahead and take a moment and get centered and grounded. If you haven't done this with me before, I do it in a very gentle and easy way. We're going to pay attention to different body parts. And as we do it, there's no need to confirm where these body parts are. It's a matter of just your focus and concentration and gently bringing it back to this moment and in your body. Okay. So go ahead and take a breath. And let your body sigh and lean forward. We're going to have bad posture for just a minute. We're really wanting to send the signal of relaxation. Let's go ahead and take another breath. And as we're sitting here relaxing, become aware of where in space the tip of your nose is. Where is that tip of your nose? And if you were to have a dot on the tip of your nose, how big would that dot be? Would it be really round and circular? Would it be smaller and pointed? Would it have two little dots because you have a cleft nose? Where would that dot be for the tip of your nose? And where in space are your earlobes? Your left earlobe and your right earlobe. Where are those? And remember to breathe. And how about the backs of your shoulders? Where in space are the backs of your shoulders? Are they kind of rolled forward? Are you holding them back? Is one higher than the other one? Where is your left shoulder? And where is your right shoulder in space right now? And how about your elbows? Where are your elbows? Your left elbow and your right elbow. How about the palms of your hands? If you had light coming out of the palms of your hands, what direction would those lights be shining? Is it the same direction? Are they facing each other? Do you see a bright light? Or is it a little bit more dim? Is it all through your palm? Or do you see it coming out as like a more of a beam? Where are the palms of your hands? And let's take a breath. And how about your hips? That inner curve of your hip bone. Where are those hips right now? Feel deep into your body. Feel where the center of those hip joints are. And remember to breathe. And how about your shins? From your knees down to your ankles. Where is that front of your leg? The front of your left leg and the front of your right leg. Where are those right now? And lastly, where is the tip of your big toe? Your left toe and your right toe. Where are the tips of those toes? Are they facing different directions? Are they facing up, down, tucked underneath you, out in front of you? And let's take another breath. Okay, now go ahead. If your eyes have been closed, go ahead and open your eyes and restructure your body to where you still feel good and relaxed, but to where it's not going to create any strain on your spine with how you're sitting. We want to support our bones now. I'm going to go ahead and set an intention real fast. You can join me if you would like. It is my intention that for the next hour, as we gather here together, even though we're all over the world and we're having very different experiences in life, that we're gathered here together in purpose, and that there is community in that, and there is strength in that. And the strength in it is that we're here, and whatever space we're showing up in is perfect, because we're here to be real with each other, and we're here to find a safe space with each other. And that means we get to show up in whatever space we're currently in and find that support and find that care and find relief. And that as we tap together today, by the end of this session, you will feel better. Let's take another breath. Okay, I'm going to check back in on the chat. Trusting the body's ability to heal. Okay, thank you, Fiona. Okay, what do you think of tapping on what you mentioned, shame and blocks to growth? Absolutely, I can do that. Thank you for that suggestion. Paula, yes, maybe tap on something we're not aware of yet. You notice from your experience is something that might apply to many. Okay, sure. I like it. You guys are saying dealer's choice. Give me just a second, because I'm not sure. I'm just going to call this out. So, Clara, your messages are being blocked. I don't know if you're a real person or a bot, so I'm giving you a chance. But the messages keep getting retracted. So, I'm going to go ahead and just take a second and report this. And remove it. Okay. There we go. Just in case. And Clara, sorry if you're a real person. You got flagged multiple times. So better safe than sorry. All right. Hi, Dr. Scott. I'm glad you're here. Okay. Fear associated with cataloging trauma and prep for starting EMDR therapy. Okay. I hear you on that. So potential overwhelm, right? Of the potential pain that it's going to cause to reopen those. So helping you find a place of empowerment in facing that, I think is ideal. And I appreciate that, because that's very relatable. All right. So going back up to Fiona, trusting the body's ability to heal. If you want to give me any more detail on that, you don't have to. Something that's a single incident, something that's like an ongoing chronic incident, something that's known, something that's unknown. I can cover all of these, but the more I'm aware of what you're specifically asking, I can include that for you. So I just want to give you that chance. So we're definitely going to tap on physical body, the shame and blocks to growth, and that can probably kind of be the same for um, the empowerment for what you're experiencing, Dr. Scott. So, okay, and Sandy's throwing in there bronchitis. Okay, which goes along with healing. So I'm not laughing at bronchitis. I'm appreciating that you're including that, because we're about to start tapping on the body, and that's perfect. So thank you for that. Sorry if my laughing was unusual. I do that sometimes. It's all out of love. Okay, dealing with chronic immune issues while living a good life. Got it. Thank you, Fiona. Okay, so to put together that, and with Sandy's bronchitis, let's start tapping. So if you don't have either of these experiences, you can think of anything with your physical body. And it can be if you're in really good shape and you're feeling really positive, but maybe you have concerns about, well, what about when I get older? Or what about, I want to start doing this physical activity, or, I used to do that physical activity and now I'm not as good at it, or anything that comes up, you can use to tap with this. As I consider the current space of my physical body, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though, as I consider the current space of my physical body, there are things that really bother me, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Even if saying that I accept myself right now feels yucky or complicated or maybe not completely true, I hold space for the value of this statement to be included in all of that anyway. I allow myself to receive whatever percentage of this that I can right now. My body, my physical body, the condition of my physical body, my emotions about my physical body, my desires for my physical body, my beliefs about my physical body, my other beliefs that are tied to my physical body. As I consider all of the aspects that may be involved in the outcome that I'm currently experiencing in my physical body, I deeply and completely accept myself. It's okay that I'm a complex being. It's okay that my body is complex. It's okay that I acknowledge what's going on right now. I don't have to like it. I don't have to accept that this is where I'm going to stay. I don't want to stay here, but I can acknowledge that this is currently where I am. I wonder whether or not what I'm experiencing is caused by something physical. That is probably the easiest part for me to get help with, medically speaking. So I wonder what other avenues of insight or support could I explore right now? I don't know if there's anything there. It may be a wild goose chase, but who knows? Maybe I will be surprised and I will find something that feels better, that feels helpful, that's insightful and useful. So even if I explore some things that feel a little bit out there or things I haven't considered before, I'm open to giving it a little bit of time right now. Exploring my body, exploring potential sources that are helping to create this outcome. Okay, well, what could those be? Maybe I have a limiting belief that is making it more difficult to heal. No, that's ridiculous. And that's offensive. I wouldn't block myself from healing. And I would know if I have a limiting belief that's in my way. I don't like thinking about that. It feels like an accusation. Or maybe it feels like it's invalidating my actual experience. Even if I feel this way, I give myself permission to have that and be curious, because it may be possible that I have more than one thing contributing to where I am now. And I never have to accept that any part of my experience undermines what I'm going through. So I wonder, how could a limiting belief be factoring into my issue? Well, I know that the subconscious brain protects safety, my survival above all else. So what if me having a difference in my health feels unsafe? My subconscious brain could be pretty tricky about that. Okay, all right. So let's say maybe that's happening. What could make healing unsafe for me? Maybe it's that the expectations of what I could do if I was healthy would just be so enormous. I would be completely swallowed up by them. And having something that people see as a legitimate reason to not bury myself in tasks and doing everything is my only safe zone. Maybe I don't want some form of attention. Maybe it's judgment. Maybe it's opinions. Maybe there's some form of attention that I'm avoiding successfully because I'm sick. Maybe there's some part of me that doesn't feel worthy, where I don't feel good enough. And overcoming something this difficult in some way is proving that maybe I can be. Maybe this is my way of showing that I can be good enough. That may not make sense to my conscious brain. Maybe it's possible somewhere that got woven into my subconscious thinking. Well, if one or all of these feels even the slightest bit true, I still offer to myself right now that I deeply and completely accept myself. It's okay that I'm here. It's okay if I have this confusion. It's not like I looked for it. It's not like I wanted it. It got handed to me somehow, whether intentionally or unintentionally, whether it was something someone directly said or did, or a conclusion that I drew on my own. It's a lot to carry. And I choose to give myself compassion for the weight of all of that. But I wonder, why would I choose that? Why would that be my conclusion? Well, maybe it's the best I knew how to do at the time. Maybe with my age, my environment, my tools, it was just what I had. And I did the best I could. And I offer to myself compassion and forgiveness for any amount of potential truth that I found in this curiosity. But I wonder, what can I do about it? How do I release that so it's not in my way? I can tap on it. I can go back to memories and I can think through all of the potential limiting beliefs that have popped up in my head since I started tapping today. And that could be very supportive and helpful. But what can I do right now? Is there something that I could do right now that I can start to offer myself a different viewpoint? Something different. Support. Support for my body. Support for my beliefs. Support for my health. Support for my desires. Permission to release. Permission to receive. My support. My body. What if I choose this moment? What if I choose this moment and I say, thank you, self, for getting me here. I know that you did the best you knew how, and you did great because it worked, we survived, and we've made it. But we have different tools now. We have different options. And it's okay to implement those as well. I don't have to release anything I'm not ready to. It's okay for me to just add stuff. I just add in whatever I want and continue to utilize the tools that are working best for me at this time. Well, what does that look like? Well, maybe it looks like saying to myself, I accept that I don't feel safe being 100% healthy right this minute. But would it be okay for me to feel 13% more healthy in this moment? And maybe it's 13% overall. Maybe it's in one specific way. Like I feel like I can eat better or I can sleep more. I can have less pain. I can bounce back from an acute illness faster. I don't feel as bad when I'm going through something that is an infection. In what ways can I collaborate with what I currently have and with what I would like? And find a middle ground where both sides can say yes. Maybe I can feel safe at home. And at home can be like this haven for me where maybe when I step out, it's okay for me to operate differently. But at home, I can give myself permission to feel more relaxed. Maybe it's that I can choose to trust the potential truth of things, like I am worthy, and to look for confirmation of that. Because maybe I've been looking for confirmation of the other for a long time now, and maybe the other side could be true as well. Maybe it's even more true. As I consider the different ways that I can assist my body and my emotions and my mind in feeling better, I allow that to feel powerful for me. I allow myself to recognize the joy, the relief, the energy, the clarity that it brings. And it may not be 100% my solution, and that's okay. What I'm looking for now is a beginning point of support, a beginning point of a shift. And that is something I allow myself to see how capable I am, regardless of where my body is right now. I give myself permission to see where I am empowered to support the outcome that I'm reaching for. My body, my outcome. And as I allow this to unfold before me, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, and breathe. Okay. Okay, the shame and trying to determine which way this would kind of fall into each other better. So I'm going to jump to preparing for healing, and then we'll jump into like self-judgment, shame, and potential blocks of growth. So let's go ahead and start tapping. If you're not experiencing this right now with concern, and I feel like tapping here might be good. You don't have to tap here, but if you're feeling emotional about tapping on, oh my goodness, something big is in front of me, then this is a good spot. But if you're not experiencing that right now, you can come up with any kind of goal that you have, even something that's on the positive side. Maybe you're really looking forward to your goals for this next new year, if that's something that you do. Um, Anything that you're looking to reach for that you haven't yet achieved would be something great to focus on for this next little bit. As I focus in on this big goal in front of me, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though, as I focus in on this big goal in front of me, it feels really, really big, and I have emotions about that, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I'm choosing to begin this and I want this, I'm not sure what getting through it is going to feel like. And that feels concerning for me. I still choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself. It's okay that I feel concerned. It's okay that this feels big. Of course it does. Everything that created the need for this to happen are big things, extremely overwhelming, things that have affected me in big ways my whole life. So, of course, choosing to face them, even if I trust the person who's helping me, even if I trust the process by which I'm releasing it, it makes sense that it would still feel big. But I wonder, what am I telling myself that means? That if it's big, it's going to be scary? That if it's big, it's going to be overwhelming? If it's big, it's going to be hard? If it's big, it might hurt me more before it helps me? Whatever judgments I'm now noticing I've applied to this because it's big, I choose to give myself permission to release them. Because the truth is, I really don't know. I know what they did feel like. They were really big, they were really intense, but that was a long time ago. And I'm wiser and I have more tools and I have great support now. So even though I am approaching things that I remember, I am different in really positive ways. That maybe, just maybe, means that as I approach these overwhelming events of my past, in real time, they won't be as significant. They won't be as big. They won't be as hard. They won't be as scary. Maybe, just maybe, it could be easy. Maybe it could be quick. Maybe it could feel empowering. And I finally get to take my power back. And I finally get to have the experience of triumph over it. So while it's possible, and it's possible, I acknowledge that this could be big, intense, it could also be the most incredible moment for me. It could be the most empowering thing I've ever felt. It could be quick. It could be joyful. And if I'm not really sure yet how it's going to feel or what way it's going to go, I hold space for all of these possibilities. I hold space for myself to heal in whatever way is right for me. And it's okay if that's really emotional. It's okay if it takes a lot of effort. But I also give myself permission to let it be whatever is needed. And if not a lot is needed, that's valid and it's okay. And I even hold space to be pleasantly surprised. But the point is, I get to heal. I get to heal and I get to be supported by people and by really great techniques. And that is exciting. So, along with all of these other things that I'm feeling and the potential for all the things that I'm going to feel, I give myself permission to also feel gratitude for myself and those who helped me reach this point excitement that I get to be here, empowerment that despite being handed really traumatic and overwhelming circumstances, I still made it here. That's powerful. I'm powerful. And any other positive and empowering emotion, I allow it all to exist within me right now and to support me as I go into this unknown. It may take me a while. It may be really fast. It may feel really easy. It may not. But however it feels, I allow the full spectrum of my positive emotions as well to be included on this journey. And as I do that, I deeply and completely accept myself. And breathe. Okay. Alrighty. Tapping on working with an upcoming EFT client who has potentially overwhelming issues. Okay, Richard, I don't know that we'll get that specific on this. That you can probably tie that into this next tap that we're going to do, um, which is when you're approaching something and then there's judgment attached to it. Um, which I would guess if you're bringing it up to tap on it, maybe you feel some concern about, am I going to be able to support them? Will I know the right words? Am I going to be able to help them get their breakthrough? So in whatever way that um, phrasing assists you in that, feel free to go ahead and change that from what I'm going to be using. Okay, so let's focus on um, what part? If we focus on as I approach my healing, let's use that. No, I don't like that. I want to change it. As I think about it for a second. Yay! I'm very thankful for that. Yay, Dr. Scott. Thanks for letting me know. As I question myself, that feels so much more spot on. Okay. Questioning myself. Okay. So if you're not questioning yourself in your healing or in an upcoming something, you could change that phrasing from questioning yourself to as I'm looking to figure out how to support myself, as I'm looking to figure out an answer for something. Go ahead and change that to whatever makes sense for you. As I focus in on my healing, and I realize how much I'm questioning myself, even though I question myself quite a bit, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I don't feel solid and confident in a lot of ways, I still choose to deeply, excuse me, to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now I find that I'm really questioning myself in a lot of ways. I firmly choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. I want to feel more confident, but I accept that I don't. I want to feel more clear, but right now I accept that I don't. I want to feel more stable. That would feel really nice to feel more stable. But even though I don't, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. It's okay if I feel like a bit of a mess. It's okay if I feel like I'm moving myself in circles and I'm confused and I feel discouraged and I've got a lot of judgments and shame and thoughts and feelings that aren't helpful as I try to move forward. Even if all of that is true, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. And you know why? Because I'm not going to gatekeep myself any longer from accepting me. I will continue to work on releasing the things that are bothering me. I will continue to work on my own healing. But I am no longer going to say that that has to happen first before I can love myself, before I can say I'm good enough, before I can say I deserve something. Because really, they don't have anything to do with each other. People who are a mess are loved all the time. People who are chaotic get promotions and they have families and they have loved ones and they have successes. And so, isn't it true that the things that I want don't have to be connected to how well or how not well I'm doing in my healing right now? And if that's true, then I release myself from that. I give myself permission to receive what I want and allow that to become my support, to feed me, to nurture me as I heal. Because healing's no joke, it's intense and it can be its own journey. And I don't need to starve myself in the process. Nobody does that. You start out on a journey, you make sure you've got food, you've got gas, you've got the right shoes, you've got the right backpack. Whatever mode of transportation is being used for the journey, you make sure it'll get you there. Well, what am I using to make sure I get there? Shame, judgment, doubt, fear? Those don't feel like very good tools. So maybe I can offer myself something better. Maybe I can give myself permission to have what I really need and to allow that to exist right now for me rather than waiting. It doesn't have to be at my finish line. It makes sense for me to put it in my backpack and use it. I can be a mess and be lovable. I can be wrong about a lot of things and be successful. I can make mistakes and still be incredibly helpful. I can be uncertain and still figure things out. I can be exactly where I am, and I can deeply and completely accept myself. It's okay that I'm still figuring things out. And it's okay that I have emotional responses to things. That's normal, but it doesn't have to mean anything about me. other than I had an emotional response to something. I can feel embarrassed and ashamed and still feel compassion and love for myself. And I can say, hey, it's okay. If you're feeling this, it's probably pretty common. What would it be like for me if I actually did this? What would it be like for me if I moved forward in this space of support? If I felt loved, if I felt cared for, if I felt compassion, if I felt nurtured. And even if right now I don't feel like there's anyone else to give that to me, I give myself permission to give it to me first. I give myself permission to love me. I give myself permission to celebrate me, to speak positively to me, to support me, to cheer me on, to forgive me, to hold space for me. And maybe as I learn to allow this, it can allow space for other people to do it for me as well. Space. Space for what I want. Space for what I want to receive. Permission. Permission to receive now. Permission to receive along my journey. Permission to receive to support my journey. Permission to be loved. Permission to be accepted. Permission to be strong. Permission to feel good. And to allow all of this and my learning curves as I heal, my learning curves as I progress. I choose to fill my backpack. I choose to break down any gates that I thought were necessary. I choose to receive. And as I shift to this new perspective, it may take me time to realize all of the gates that I've put up. Oh, there's another one. And that's okay. I give myself permission to take my time. And as I see them, I can remove them. It doesn't have to be quick. It doesn't have to be all at once. I give myself permission to do it on my timeline. And as I allow myself to receive right now, I joyfully accept that I deeply and completely accept myself. Take a breath. Oh, that one made me happy. Getting back into the present moment, getting back into the body. Sure thing, Paula. In fact, let's do that now. So our end tap. Okay. I feel like starting here. So I'm going to start here. You tap on whatever spot feels best for you and you move through the spots as it feels good for you. You do not have to follow my example. You're welcome to. But if your body is intuitively asking for something else, please follow that. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here, Violet. As I come to a close on this tapping session, I allow myself to feel where all of the bits of my consciousness currently are. Maybe they're very linear and compact, and maybe they have scattered all throughout my timeline. Maybe I dove in pretty hard today. As I tap right now, I allow this to be a homing beacon to call myself back to now. I give myself permission to let what has occurred in this tapping session to be enough in a very vibrant, joyful, positive way, and to congratulate myself and to feel good about myself and to call all of the pieces of my consciousness, wherever they are in space or time, back to my body and back to this moment. And as I receive all of these different bits of me, I feel my body receiving them with gratitude, with peace, with calmness, and with relaxation. As I receive my consciousness back to me, I offer gratitude to my brain and what a spectacular organ it is, to my subconscious mind and my conscious mind, and how they've worked together in this hour. I'm grateful for the mechanisms that I have in my body. I'm grateful for the tool set that I have in tapping and otherwise. I'm grateful for the connection that I've been able to have through this community with real people, all tapping together on real circumstances and creating real change around the world in an hour. That's amazing. And I receive the acknowledgement of my part in that. That's pretty cool. And I allow all of these aspects to feel really good and to be enough for now. And maybe I had some breakthroughs today and I've got thoughts about things and things that I want to try and think about more. And if I want to do that, I can choose that. But if I'm ready to put it down for now, it's safe for me to put it down for now. I can always access it later. I don't have to remember every single word, every single feeling. It's all there. It's all in there. And I can trust my subconscious brain to take care of it accordingly, whether or not I need to revisit it. the success of this session, this beautiful moment, this connection, the connection with myself and my connection with others. And as I move throughout the rest of this day and the rest of this week, I give myself permission to take this beautiful moment and bring it with me any place and any time that I choose. And I deeply and completely accept myself. And breath. Yay. I hope that feels better, Paula. I'm going to see what you wrote. Okay, good. Thank you, Elizabeth, for that. And Richard. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Thank you, Annette. Okay. Thank you for being here with me this week. I really appreciate you so much. If you have any questions, anything you want to tap on, please feel free to email me. We can address it here. It may be something that I just answer direct to you. Sometimes I turn it into a video because I post a new video every Friday on our YouTube channel. I hope to see you again next week. Have a wonderful week. I'll be here Tuesday, 1 p.m. Pacific time. I'll be thinking about you, and I'll see you then. Mwah. Bye.